Hey there guys, Skippy here from Skippy6 Gaming coming to you. Look, it's raining every tutorial I've made in the last 2 weeks. It's been raining, but that's okay because right here we're actually going to go inside and look at something. So I've had a lot of people, one of my most popular videos is my villager breeding system. That said, let's go look at the old one. This has got to be video maybe 8 months old, something like that. And it's over here right in the back corner. It's one of my top 20 videos, and this is kind of the job that we had here. Basically breeding them here. It's super complicated, a lot of work. Wow. There's all the villagers. So let's I'm gonna just kill those guys when we talk to them. So as you can see, the doors come into play. So you're gonna see there's probably doors around here that shouldn't be here somewhere. Doors all over the joint. There's going to be wood doors in this house here. Doors. There's doors. Doors are not working right. So, long story short, it's super popular, but it could use a little update. I've kind of finagled it out to be much easier. Now I know why all the villagers are here. I'm actually going to go ahead and kill them because I'm about to do a new iron golem farm tutorial. And that's not gonna work. Let's get a splash potion going on. Splash potion of harming. That's better. These guys. I was wondering why I have so much. There's a villager with a saddle right there too. We'll just kill him off. I gotta do my iron golem farm and this is gonna mess everything up. Bookshelves, don't cut it, buddy. Your trade sucks. Get out of here. So long story short, this is the old way that we used to do a villager breeding farm. And I'm going to show you a more simplified version that's unlimited. So ultimately, it's just going to keep pumping out villagers until you reach your villager max. There is a ton of rules when it comes to villagers that maybe I might not have addressed in the proper way in the first time. I'm still a new YouTuber. I think it was probably only a couple months in. And this time I'm going to address a lot of them, save a lot of the questions in the comments. So on that note, it kind of came from a in the moment decision that I made in some random world that I just made. So we'll start here. I'm going to jump over to my other world and we could take a look at how to make it. It's way simpler than this one, and it will never stop breeding villagers until you reach your villager max, of course, of 50 in a world. So you know what? Let's jump over to that other world now, and let's get this show on the road. And here we are in the impromptu world where I originally came just to test out villager breeding stations. This one right here is the first one. It was like a PC build that I tried to adapt. It didn't work in any way. So I kind of switched up and started doing all kinds of other stuff. But as you can see here, we have the success. Look at this right here, guys. This tiny villager breeding station kind of tricks the numbers within the game to allow it to just continuously breed all the villagers here. I'm almost certain we're at a limit at the limit. So let's clear them out. Wow, that's like a massacre. Wow, there's so many in there. I want to leave too. Okay, is there even more than two? Look how many are in there. We'll kill them all. I'm just gonna build this one right from scratch. So I'm gonna build one. You know what? I'm gonna tear this all down. I'm gonna show you how to do it right from scratch. Okay, and I'll explain some of the villager mechanics to you while we do this. So ultimately, the first thing you're gonna have to do, that's very straightforward, guys. This part right here. Let's just get rid of this guy too, because I got tons of villager stuff going on. Let's pick up all this stuff. So basically all you got to do, the first things first, is just make yourself a 5x5 hole in the ground, 1 deep, and then go ahead and put a rim of half slabs around that. So that's a 6x6 of half slabs, and then put yourself a fence post around that. So that's going to be an 8x8 of fence posts. That is the start of your villager farm. That is your villager breeding pit. You can get them in and out of there however you want. The one thing that I will say that I do is I make sure I light it up nice. No mobs are going to spawn anywhere near here. I throw some carpet on top of there, and they're not going to spawn on the half slabs, and they can't get over the fence. So right here you have a perfect villager breeding pit. This is going to be where your villagers are going to breed. As you can see in the old one, I had like a water thing and all these doors and all this stuff to separate them, because the villager, to breed villagers, it's going to take an understanding about how many villagers are around, and say, oh, there's already enough villagers, we don't need to breed anymore. So basically what we're going to do is, this is how this one's going to start. I'm going to explain some villager mechanics to you and show you how this one is way better than the other one. This one will literally breed your villager limit. If you have to build this in a desert or a plains biome 100%, and you don't want to have any other villager farms around or anything of that nature. Wooden doors, even for that matter, can mess you up. I have a little bit of a villager trading post over there I'm working on. I'll show you after. But basically 5x5, 1 deep with half slabs and then fences. That's going to be straightforward. Make sure you light it up. So then what you're going to do is, the villager mechanics are a tricky thing. So what we're going to do is go ahead and make it so that you're 5 blocks away from where the villagers are. So villagers are going to be standing here, 1, 2. Then we're going to want to make 5 blocks away, 5 blocks. We're going to put an extra one for safe measure and get rid of it. This is now your new villager platform. Basically, the way villager mechanics work is that the center of the village is where the doors are. So the doors are going to be here. When the computer goes to understand whether there should breed villagers, they just say, okay, is there enough doors to breed villagers? Yes. Do we need more villagers? Because if there's already X amount of villagers, more villagers won't breed. So the trick that we're going to do here is, we're going to go ahead and make this a 3 wide, and then we're going to bring it over. We're going to bring it over there. So now we're at 4, 5, 6, 7. Right there. Notice how we're right symmetrical with this build right here. We got our center block, so we got a 7x3 platform right over top of this. So basically the key to success here, guys, is putting this villager right here. And then we're going to want to build it up. I'm going to use glowstone just because I want to make extra safe. So we got our space for our villager. Let's pop it out. And then once we throw our villager in here, again, you get them up there however you want. It's very easy. You just got to move 1 villager. You get your villager up here and you're good to go. So now the villager is here. Once we put our doors, which we're going to do very easily, again, right here, right here. You can even do this without this final row of doors. I find that it speeds it up a little bit. I have no idea whether that actually does anything, but in my brain, it kind of sped it up. It's still very simple. As you can see, what we have done right here, this is the center of the village. Villagers will spawn in the village, but the village technically, as far as the programming is concerned, is 32 block radius. So 32 block radius is where it's going to investigate whether there's enough villagers. However, there is a hole in the kind of thought of the way the code works, is that it doesn't check 5 blocks below. So it'll check a 32 block radius, but once you get to 5 blocks below, it doesn't check down here for villagers. So that said, this spot is still within the 32 blocks, which is why the villagers will spawn here. So let's just throw them in. We're going to just put 2 villagers. Once you just put those 2 villagers in, you're pretty good to go. So let's go ahead and fix up here. I'm just going to grab some glass. And I'm just going to do a little glowstone glass combo. But as you can see, that I made this only about an hour ago, and you saw how many villagers were in that pen. It was absurd. So this tricks it basically into doing that. So let's do this. But by far, I tested several different villager farms that I was doing today. This one right here will literally continuously breed villagers. There you go. It's already starting. In its peak, I I saw maybe 4 or 5 babies in there at any one time once it started gaining speed. And that said, this tricks it so that they just keep going here. No mobs are coming here. These guys are just going to pump out babies. There's the first one already. No joke, this is the way it is. This is the best way to do it. I always wanted to do an upgraded version. This is way simpler than the other one, and you're going to have every one of your villagers. If you haven't met, that was the main reason why I made my villager. I made a new world to test this out because I know that I never met any villagers here. However, there are 5 villagers over there in the villager trading post that I made, which I will most likely put up this weekend, which is super cool. I'll go give you guys a little quick look-see on how it works. Basically, you could create one of these and then have some form of a way to get the villagers here. Once the villagers are here, then we're going to set them up for trades. So basically, you go here. This guy here, he offers emeralds for paper. That's a good one. We'll keep him. Steak for emeralds. What a ripoff. I don't want your steak. So what you do, bang, you let him go. Guess where he's going? To death. He's going to go down here. He falls to his death. No more villager. That's cool. But if the villager farm is set up, all you got to do is this villager will go in here. It takes a little while for him to shimmy and shammy, but I'm going to guarantee you one thing is that he's going to go in this hole. He is going to skip right by all of these other villagers. That said, this will probably come out this weekend. I want to see a like. I want to see in the comments that you want to see the tutorial on how to make this bad boy. And then I'll probably put it out this weekend. So smash that like, guys, if you want to see it. Don't forget, guys, make this villager farm. This is pretty epic. It beasts it out, man. Honestly, I was so proud of it doing my tutorials all day, just looking at all the heads of the villagers. You guys seen how many were in here. That was about an hour of me in this world. So that said, Wicked Villager Farm for the win. Don't forget, share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Guns.